So it's common if you speak to an entrepreneur selling into schools in South Africa that they will say it's very, very difficult selling to schools. And I agree that it has been very difficult. But the second you find that product market fit and understand how a school purchases in South Africa, it becomes a very, very different conversation. And it's actually probably South Africa is our strongest market for Code for Kids. And what is unbelievable what was really interesting in that is we originally we went to schools and said, hey schools, would you buy our software on how to teach coding, robotics and IT to your students? So the first thing that we saw is that schools knew that they needed to start teaching coding, robotics and IT because it's a rising tide industry. A lot of people are talking about it. They knew this needed to be done. The second thing was they said, we don't buy software. That is not something we're used to. So all we said to the schools, we said, well, what we're actually selling to you is not this kind of after-school clinic on how to teach coding, robotics, and IT. It's not this kind of thing for some students. We're actually selling you the textbook for coding, robotics, and IT. And the second we said it's a textbook because it's, $10 to $20 per student per year or 100 to 200 Rand per student per year. It fits into the school's decision-making process. Budget flows into textbooks, so now we can fit into the flow of the budget already. It made it a lot easier for the school to understand where we fit in the ecosystem. And that was fitting there because of how the product is designed in a very unique way. And what I mean by that is our product is for every student. Our product is made for the weaker students, the stronger students. It's not for the after-school club. Our product is designed to teach teachers how to teach. It's equipping the teachers so they can run these classes in a subject they might not have been familiar with in the past. So where you think of a traditional textbook, someone would go and drop the textbook there and then leave, and you'll never hear from them again. We have an online textbook. We can drop it at the school, and that school is constantly supported by our teachers, supporting their teachers, upskilling them, make sure the students are succeeding. So what we learned about selling to schools is you have to have an acute understanding of what a school needs. There's certain things that they are required by the government and the parents. They need to teach coding, robotics. The teachers aren't asking for the best software in the world, the most innovative technology. They're asking to be looked after, and they're asking to not have more work added to them. So we said we're going to tick all the boxes that the curriculum requires of you. We're going to do it on a price point that is required of you, and we said to the teachers, we're going to support you the whole way. We're going to take away your workload. Your kids are going to love it. Your parents are going to love it. And that's how we learned selling to schools. It's about having a really good idea of what does a customer care about, and having a very clear idea of how does budget flow through a school.